This is the story of a thief who can open almost any lock in the world. But one day, he breaks into a millionaire's house and something happens to him there that he could never have imagined, not even in his worst dreams. A man named Nemo works as a professional thief, carrying out jobs for his boss. Today, his mission is to steal from a luxurious penthouse filled with extremely valuable paintings. Among them is one masterpiece worth $3 million, and that is the painting he has been sent to steal. Following his plan, he enters the house at night. The place is incredibly lavish. Paintings are hanging everywhere, along with artifacts worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nemo begins collecting the paintings one by one, but he still cannot find the most expensive one. He informs his partner about this through a walkie-talkie, and his partner tells him to check another room because it might be there. However, he finds nothing there either, and eventually he realizes he will have to leave with whatever he has already gathered. His partner then gives him the gate's security code. Nemo enters the code, but at the very last moment the system malfunctions. Because of this, the entire house security system crashes and loud sirens begin blaring throughout the penthouse. Nemo repeatedly asks his partner what just happened, but his partner has no answer and finally admits that there is nothing he can do. Now Nemo is completely on his own and must find a way to escape by himself. He does not want to go to jail, especially because he has a family, but this is something he should have thought about before committing the theft. Confused and panicking, he cannot figure out what to do. The constant siren noise starts driving him crazy, so he destroys the alarm and rushes back to the main gate, trying to break it open with a knife. But the gate refuses to break, as if it were made from solid industrial cement. During this struggle, the house control device installed nearby gets damaged, causing the temperature inside the entire house to rise. Instead of cool air, hot air begins circulating. Slowly, the heat keeps increasing. Exhausted and overwhelmed, Nemo finally sits quietly in one place because he fears that if he touches anything else, the situation might become even worse. After some time, his throat begins to dry out, so he goes to the kitchen and turns on the tap, but no water comes out. He opens the refrigerator and finds some food items inside, but there is only one bottle of water, which he drinks completely. After finishing it, he returns once again to the main gate and starts digging and damaging it, hoping to escape. After a while, he realizes that the gate is not made of wood at all, but solid steel. This realization shocks him, and he gives up on that attempt as well. He then lies down on a bed that belongs to the owner of the house. He tries hard to sleep, but sleep never comes. From time to time, he attempts to reconnect with his partner, but no one responds because everyone has already abandoned him. Now he is completely alone inside the house. The next morning, he first checks the landline phone in the house, but it is also dead. After that, he searches through every drawer, hoping to find something useful, but he finds nothing. After some time, he feels the need to use the restroom. While there, he notices some decorative fake fruits and throws them toward the window in frustration, but nothing happens because the entire house is soundproof and bulletproof. Nemo now realizes that he is completely trapped inside. Around the same time, he becomes extremely thirsty again. The only water he had found the previous day is already gone, which means he now has nothing left to drink. He walks toward the swimming pool and tries drinking its water, but if that water were safe to drink, it would not be sitting in a swimming pool. Nemo immediately spits it out because it tastes extremely bitter. That is when he also notices a terrible smell coming from his own body, so he washes himself with the pool water. After that, he tries drinking water from the aquarium, but that is useless too. He turns on the tap again, but still nothing comes out. Frustration and anger begin taking over him as irritation keeps building. Finally, he remembers the refrigerator again. He takes out frozen ice from inside and starts sucking on it. It gives him a little relief, but his thirst is still far from fully quenched. After some time, all the ice will eventually melt, and the question is, what will Nemo do then? Thinking desperately, he gathers all the furniture and tables in one place because an idea comes to his mind. He decides that maybe he can reach the roof and call out for help from there. But getting to the roof is not easy at all, since it is extremely high. After trying everything, he once again checks the house control system, hoping that maybe he can change the temperature settings, but nothing works. By now, along with thirst, hunger also begins to trouble him. He tries opening a food can, but during the attempt, he accidentally cuts his hand, causing intense pain. Once again, he remembers the refrigerator and rushes toward it, searching for ice. But the ice has already melted, so he starts licking the inside of the fridge just to consume whatever little frozen moisture might still be left. If it were possible, he would have sat inside the refrigerator itself, but he simply cannot fit into it. At the same time, outside the house, heavy rain begins pouring down, but unfortunately, Nemo can neither go outside nor drink that rainwater. He can only sit there helplessly. With nothing else to do, he begins exploring the house again, hoping he might find a secret exit somewhere. During this search, he suddenly hears the sound of water. He immediately rushes towards it and realizes that the water is actually dripping from the plant irrigation system. Without wasting a second, he sits beside it and drinks as much as he can. After some time, the water stops flowing, forcing him to move away, but he decides that the next day he will wait for it again and this time store the water so it can last longer. Meanwhile, the temperature inside the house continues to rise gradually. The heat becomes unbearable, so he removes all his clothes to cope with it. After that, he gathers whatever furniture remains and stacks it again in an attempt to reach the roof, and this time he finally succeeds. When he reaches near the ceiling, he begins studying how he might escape from there, but he realizes he will need tools like a screwdriver. At that moment, his attention goes to the TV installed in the house, which is displaying CCTV footage. On the screen, he sees a housemaid sweeping outside. Quickly, Nemo puts his clothes back on, rushes towards the gate, and starts screaming for her attention. Unfortunately, she cannot hear him because she is wearing headphones, and besides that, the entire house is completely soundproof. No matter how loudly Nemo screams, his voice cannot reach outside. Defeated, he returns and sits down in frustration. Just then, he begins to feel cool air flowing through the ventilation system. He notices that the house control device has automatically adjusted the temperature, and slowly the entire house starts cooling down. Nemo stands there enjoying the cold air with relief and then peacefully bathes in the swimming pool. After spending so much time trapped inside, he slowly begins to feel strangely comfortable there.
Perhaps he has started accepting that escaping may not be possible, but even then, he refuses to stop trying. The next day, he drinks the water he had collected from the plants, eats breakfast, and even dances a little to lift his mood. After that, he opens the millionaire's wardrobe and begins wearing the owner's clothes. In the next moment, he breaks a glass jar and ties 2 large pieces of glass with cloth to make protective eyewear for himself. Wearing it, he once again climbs near the ceiling and starts breaking the glass carefully so that debris does not enter his eyes. He keeps trying for a long time, but nothing changes. Then he attempts to chip away at the surrounding cement, but it is extremely strong, and exhausted, he comes back down again. After all, this was a millionaire's house, so the security was bound to be top-notch. Completely drained, he decides to make coffee and pasta for himself. You might wonder that if he can cook, then food should not be a problem, but that is not really the case. Nemo prepares pasta using plain water and makes coffee using cold water. Afterward, he sits in front of the television, watching people come and go through the CCTV cameras. Somehow, he begins to enjoy observing them, because inside this house, he is completely alone with no one else around him. So at this point, Nemo simply starts doing whatever he feels like doing. And if you notice closely, he is no longer the same person he was before. His mental condition slowly begins to deteriorate. This is what happens when someone goes for days without talking to another human being or even seeing anyone, and Nemo is now going through exactly that. Gradually, the temperature inside the house keeps dropping. Earlier, it was set at 10, but now it has fallen to 8, which means that soon the environment inside will feel almost like freezing conditions, something that is about to become another serious problem for him. Once again, he climbs upward and starts breaking the ceiling. This time, instead of attacking the glass, he begins breaking the cement around it, and after some effort, a large portion actually cracks. But because the cold keeps increasing, he goes back to the control device and tries to fix it, though he has no understanding of how the system actually works. He climbs up again and manages to break more of the cement around the window, but then he discovers a solid iron layer underneath, tightly secured with screws, making escape nearly impossible. Disappointed, he comes back down and sits quietly. At that moment, his attention falls on a pigeon sitting outside. Just like him, the bird seems helpless because its wings are injured and it cannot fly, although Nemo does not realize that. He starts talking to the pigeon, asking it to go and tell his brother to rescue him, saying that he is still trapped here and that his health is getting worse. By now, Nemo has nothing left to try. He has exhausted every possible option. Both his body and mind are completely worn out, and he slowly begins to give up. In frustration, he starts destroying the expensive paintings he originally came here to steal, smashing them one after another for hours. Afterward, he walks into the millionaire's wardrobe, where he notices several suits. While looking around, he suddenly spots something unusual behind the closet. Moving the clothes aside, he discovers a hidden passage, a secret door. Carefully, he steps inside and sees something that completely shocks him. There lies what appears to be the body of an old man, but when he moves closer, he realizes it is actually a dummy. Beneath it, he finds some papers related to ancient history with the words marriage, hell, and heaven written on them. Nemo reads them but cannot fully understand their meaning. Nearby, he also notices a painting, the very same $3 million painting he had come to steal. He even finds a portrait of the house owner, and the dummy turns out to resemble that same owner. At this moment, Nemo feels that he might eventually die here as well. Outside, the injured pigeon is now shown dead, and Nemo realizes that his fate may not be very different, especially as the temperature continues to drop dangerously low. Suddenly, through the CCTV footage, he notices the maid sitting right outside the gate. He immediately runs toward it and starts banging desperately, but not even the slightest sound reaches outside. Frustrated and exhausted, he screams until he collapses and falls asleep there. The next day, he returns to the window and comes up with another idea, figuring out how to make a screwdriver so he can remove the screws. Using a piece of wood, he creates a makeshift tool and tries opening them, but initially fails. Still, he has not completely lost hope. He tries again, and this time he successfully loosens one screw. However, he no longer has enough strength left to remove the rest, so he climbs down again. By now, Nemo is clearly no longer mentally stable. He talks to himself because he has nothing left to eat or drink. He even shakes the indoor plants, hoping something edible might fall out, but nothing happens, and eventually he is forced to eat dog food, something extremely humiliating and unpleasant for him. Hunger, freezing cold, and constant thirst completely break his spirit. Yet, despite everything, only one thought remains in his mind: finding a way out. He gathers whatever strength he has left and attempts to remove the remaining screws, but during the effort, his foot slips and he falls straight down, badly injuring his leg, possibly even breaking a bone, creating yet another obstacle. Days continue to pass, and eventually New Year arrives. Outside, people celebrate with loud parties and happiness, while Nemo watches everything from above, still trapped inside. Soon, he begins experiencing visions, imagining that the maid has come inside and freed him. At that moment, his eyes fall on the fire alarm installed above, giving him another idea. If he activates the fire alarm, water might start flowing, allowing him to drink. He gathers some papers, and the next day, when sunlight enters through the window, he uses it to start a small fire. He places the burning paper near the fire alarm, which triggers the system. Sirens begin ringing again, and water starts pouring throughout the house. However, just like every previous attempt, no one outside becomes aware of what is happening inside. The house fills with water, yet nobody comes to help. At that moment, Nemo realizes something important. Poverty may have been difficult, but at least people around him cared about each other. Wealthy people, he feels, remain absorbed in their own lives, unaware of what their neighbors might be going through. If someone had cared, he believes, he might have been saved by now. The scene then shifts to 1.5 months later. Nemo has become extremely weak. Snow is falling outside, meaning winter has fully arrived. Somehow, he has finally managed to remove all the screws from the window. Before leaving, he writes messages on the walls of the house, apologizing to the owner for destroying everything, but also saying one final thing: this place is not a home, it is a prison. After that, he completely opens the window and eventually leaves the house. It is revealed that there was no safe platform outside the window from which he could easily escape. So either Nemo jumped and died, or he managed to attract someone's attention and survived.